If you got a letter from the IRS and your first instinct was to just pay it and make it go away, stop. Do not pay anything yet. Because what most people do not know is the IRS notices are not always correct. I know because I dealt with this personally. The notices are not always final, and in many cases, you have more time, more rights, and more options than the letter is telling you. But before we get into this video, if you are new here, I'm Divine, founder of Divine Trust Babies Academy. We teach private law, trust structures, status correction, and financial strategy that actually works. We have digital guides and masterclasses available on Gumroad, a fully updated status correction course live inside DTB Academy right now, and the private banking course is available but is being actively rebuilt. Right now, all courses are 40% off on Gumroad through May 31st. If you use the discount code LEARN MORE in all caps with no spaces at checkout, you will unlock this discount before it expires. If you need direct help or assistance with your situation, we offer private strategy sessions, and you can reach out to us at our email, which is divinetrustbabies07@gmail.com. Again, that is divinetrustbabies07@gmail.com. Everything is linked below in the description box, including our email if you need it. Now, let's get back into this video. And keep in mind that everything that we teach here, everything on this page, and everything that is given of all information in the DTB community is for educational purposes only, is not financial, tax, legal advice. Thank you. Let's get back into it. Step 1, do not panic and do not pay immediately. First of all, you need to understand that the IRS is ran completely by AI computers. Those computers have their own systems, and sometimes those systems are delayed. Sometimes those systems are errored. And the IRS sends millions of notices every single year. The majority of them are automated. That means a computer generated your letter, not a person reviewing your case. The notice may contain errors, like mine did, and they may apply to the wrong entity, like mine did, or be based on information that can't be corrected or disputed. The worst thing you can do is send money the moment you open it. That is exactly what the letter is designed to make you do. Slow down. You have time. Federal law gives you response windows that are printed right on the notice, and in most cases, you have 30 to 90 days minimum. Step 2, identify exactly what kind of notices you receive. In the top right corner of every IRS notice, you will see a notice number. It will start with CP or LTR. That number tells you everything about what the IRS is actually claiming. The most common ones are the CP 2000s, which means the IRS thinks your income does not match what was reported to them by employers or banks. The CP 503 and the CP 504 are balance due reminders, and the 504 is the one that mentions levies, so people panic. The LT11 or letter 1058 is a final notice before levy action. Write down your notice number right now and look it up on irs.gov under Understanding Your Notice. It will tell you exactly what they are claiming and what your response options are. Do not skip this step. Step 3, do not call the IRS as your first move. Calling them is the biggest mistake because all they're going to do is reinforce what the computers say, and you'll think that is true. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but calling before you understand your position is one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and the reason why you're forking out all of this cash. When you call without a clear understanding of the notice type, your rights, and your response strategy, you can accidentally confirm information, make admissions, or agree to payment arrangements that lock you in before you have explored all of your options. That's a big mistake because once you agree to pay, guess what? So read the notice fully, identify the notice type, and understand what they are claiming. Then decide whether you need to call, respond in writing, or dispute. Step 4, respond in writing and always keep proof. For most IRS notices, your most powerful move is a written response sent via certified mail with return receipt. This creates a paper trail, establishes your response date, and puts everything on the record. You can also fill out a Form 911 where you can basically ask for help from a tax advocate. The tax advocate will work directly with the automated underreporting department to correct whatever errors are on your reports. Your written response should clearly state your name, address, social security number or EIN, the notice number you are responding to, and a clear statement of what you disagree with and why. Then you're going to attach any supporting documentation. That could be copies of W-2s, 1099s, bank statements, or anything that supports your position. Never send originals. Always keep copies of everything you send. The certified mail receipt is your proof that they received it. Keep that receipt permanently. Step 5. Know that you have the right to dispute and appeal. This is the part they are not advertising on the letter. The IRS has a formal appeals process that I personally went through. If you disagree with a notice or an assessment, you can request an appeal with the IRS, Independent Office of Appeals. This is a separate division from the one that sent your notice, and they are required to give your case an independent review, along with the automated underreporting department. For CP 2000 notices specifically, you have the right to agree, partially agree, or completely disagree. If you disagree, you send your written response with documentation, and they must review it before any assessment becomes final. You also have the right to request a collection due process hearing if you receive a levy notice. This pauses collection action while your case is reviewed. Most people never request this because they did not know it existed, and that was by design. Step 6. Get educated or get help before you make any financial decisions. That's the reason why I'm making this video, because I know it's a lot of people who need information and education about this because you're literally going through this. If the amount on the notice is significant, if you have multiple years of notices, or if you have the notice that involves a levy or lien, this is not the moment to navigate alone. You need to fill out Form 911, which is an IRS form to hire a tax advocate, which is a tax professional, or you can come to work with DTB if your situation involves trust structures, private entities, or status correction components, or anything that you feel like you can get help with from us. Because remember, nothing here is legal advice or tax advice. But whatever you do, do not let fear make the decision for you. An IRS notice is the beginning of a process, the administrative process. So just because you received a notice does not mean you are obligated to what is on that notice. Educated people navigate that process in a completely different position than fearful people, who are those who just pay and hope it goes away. In closing, IRS letters are designed to create urgency and compliance. Now you know the steps. Identify the notice, understand your rights, respond in writing, and never let fear be your financial advisor. If this helped you at all, share it with someone who has a letter sitting on their counter right now. Subscribe because we go deep on this every week. Like this video if you haven't already, and keep in mind that you're a real one. I am Divine. This is Divine Trust Babies. We do not do surface level here. See you in the next video.